Good morning, my friends out there in YouTube, family, friends, whatever. The material you're going to now watch and listen to the next 7, 8, 10 minutes long is completely off track of the normal stuff that I like to publish related to, these 928s and the Porsche stuff and the other restoration work that I do, including media blasting. Because I listen all day when I'm here, usually to interesting podcasts, interesting material that I find personal edification on. And it all stems from way back in the year probably 1999, when I became aware of David Icke and Zecharia Sitchin and the material that those two gentlemen put forth to the world. And I've read every Sitchin book. I've read The Biggest Secret by David Icke, Children of the Matrix, Alice in Wonderland and the World Trade Center Disaster, and I Am Me, I Am Free. I think that was it. I haven't read his latest books because I just haven't had time. Since retiring from the military, I'm extremely busy, self-employment, working on these cars for myself, and of course for you, the customer, is a very time-consuming process. So I'm here in my little fiefdom, and I listen to things all day that I find interesting. And this thing called the Law of One, I've been listening to in earnest now for, maybe not 6, probably about 3 to 4 years. It's just extraordinary to listen to. There's tons of material on YouTube of men and women whom interpret the Law of One, the material called the raw material. They interpret it and talk about it. That is very interesting. There's a few on there that I like. There's a couple there I just don't listen to. I like listening to the actual source material and hearing it read from Barry Peterson, this guy you're going to hear right now. His voice resonates. It just powers into your soul and your understanding. To me, hearing him talk, it just is awesome. Now, he's dead. He died 7 or 8 months ago, and all of his material was pulled down off of YouTube, and it has been slowly repopulated on YouTube. And this material right here is from a recently rediscovered cache of this material, his readings of it, recently rediscovered and published, and I am in the process of downloading it and saving it, but it takes a long time because there's a tremendous amount of material. So that being said, what you're going to hear now is this entity, and you're gonna have to study this stuff. You're gonna have to get smarter on this material than I can talk about in these 5 minutes of preface before I play what I'm going to play. But they're going to talk about Hitler, Genghis Khan, Taras Bulba, and Rasputin, and then Nikola Tesla. Those 5 individuals, you and myself, we have knowledge of, and we have wisdom, and we have an understanding of. Some love, some hate, okay? And some that are so far back we just don't know whom they were. Rasputin is really known to the Russian public because he was from over there. Genghis Khan, also in Southeast Asia and Central Asia, we all knew whom he was. Taras Bulba, that goes back further. I don't know much about that guy. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about him. We all know about Hitler, and we all know about Tesla. So listen and enjoy, and I wish you all love and light in our respective journeys of truth seeking and sharing truth with us, our fellow mankind, because we're all the same. We're all the same. Every one of us, all of us. Okay? Gotta go.
Raw, your question is unclear. Please restate. Question. As our cycle ends and graduation occurs, is it possible for anyone to go from our third density to a fourth density planet that is of a self-service or negative type? I am Raw. We grasp now the specificity of your query. In this harvest, the probability or possibility vortex is in a harvest, though small, of this type. That is correct. Question. Can you tell us what happened to Adolf Hitler? I am Raw. The mind-body-spirit complex, known as Adolf, is at this time in a healing process in the middle astral planes of your spherical force field. This entity was greatly confused, and although aware of the circumstance of change in vibratory level associated with that cessation of the chemical body complex, nevertheless needed a great deal of care. Question. Is there anyone in our history who is commonly known who went to a fourth density, self-service, or negative type of planet, or any who will go there? I am Raw. The number of entities thus harvested is small. However, a few have penetrated the 8th level, which is only available from the opening up of the 7th through the 6th. Penetration into the 8th or intelligent infinity level allows a mind-body-spirit complex to be harvested if it wishes at any time, space during that cycle. Question. Are any of these people known in the history of our planet by name? I am Ra. We will mention a few. The one known as Taurus Bulba, the one known as Genghis Khan, the one known as Rasputin. Question. How did they accomplish this? What was necessary for them to accomplish this? I am Ra. All the aforementioned entities were aware, through memory, of Atlantean understanding having to do with the use of the various centers of mind, body, spirit, complex energy influx in attaining the gateway to intelligent infinity. Question. Did this enable them to do what we refer to as magic? Could they do paranormal things while they were incarnate? I am Ra. That is correct. The first two entities mentioned made little use of these abilities consciously. However, they were bent single-mindedly upon service to self, sparing no efforts in personal discipline to double, redouble, and so empower this gateway. The third was a conscious adept, and also spared no effort in the pursuit of service to self. Question. Where are these three entities now? I am Ra. These entities are in the dimensions known to you as fourth. Therefore, the space-time continua are not compatible. An approximation of the space-time locus at each would not know actual understanding. Each chose a fourth density planet, which was dedicated to the pursuit of the understanding of the law of one through service to self. One in what you know as the Orion Group, one in what you know as Cassiopeia, one in what you know as the Southern Cross. However, these loci are not satisfactory. We do not have vocabulary for the geometric calculations necessary for transfer of this understanding to you. Question. Who went to the Orion Group? I am Ra, the one known as Genghis Khan. Question. What does he presently do there? What is his job or occupation? I am Ra. This entity serves the Creator in its own way. Question. Is it impossible for you to tell us precisely how he does this service? I am Ra. It is possible for us to speak to this query. However, we use any chance we may have to reiterate the basic understanding learning that all beings serve the Creator. The one you speak of as Genghis Khan at present is incarnate in a physical light body, which has the work of disseminating material of thought control to those who are what you may call crusaders. He is, as you would term this entity, a shipping clerk.
Holy crap.
Question.
Wow.
What do the crusaders do? I am Ra. The crusaders move in their chariots to conquer planetary mind, body, spirit, social complexes before they reach the stage of achieving social memory. Question. At what stage does a planet achieve social memory? I am Ra. A mind, body, spirit, social complex becomes a social memory complex when its entire group of entities are of one orientation or seeking. The group memory lost to the individuals in the roots of the tree of mind then become known to the social complex, thus creating a social memory complex. The advantages of this complex are the relative lack of distortion in understanding the social beingness and the relative lack of distortions in pursuing the direction of seeking, control, or manipulation of others to serve the self. Question: do you mean to say that some scientists receive technical information, shall we say, telepathically, that comes out then as usable gadgetry? I am wrong. This is correct. However, every positively, as you would call this distortion, oriented scientists have received information intended to unlock peaceful means of progress, which redounded unto the last echoes of potential destruction due to further reception of other scientists of a negative orientation distortion. Question: is this how we learned of nuclear energy? Was it mixed with both positive and negative orientation? I am wrong. This is correct. The entities responsible for the gathering of the scientists were of a mixed orientation. The scientists were overwhelmingly positive in their orientation. The scientists who fought...
Okay, what they're talking about here is the capturing of the atom to make the atom bomb in the 40s. Majority of the scientists in the Manhattan Project were positively oriented in their complete outlook on life, their complete outlook on their work, but there was a few in there that were very negative in their dispositions while involved in that work. Let me continue.
Their work were of mixed orientation, including one extremely negative entity, as you would term it. Question: is this extremely negative entity still incarnate on Earth? Ra, this is correct. Question: then I would assume that you can't name him, so I'll ask you where Nikola Tesla got his information. I am Ra. The one known as Nikola received information from Confederation sources desirous of aiding this extremely, shall we say, angelically positive entity in bettering the existence of its fellow mind-body-spirit complexes. It is unfortunate, shall we say, that like many wanderers, the vibratory distortions of third density illusion cause this entity become extremely distorted in its perception of its fellow mind-body-spirit complexes, so that its mission was hindered and in the result perverted from its purpose. Question: how was Tesla's work supposed to benefit man on Earth, and what were its purposes? I am Ra. The most desired purpose of the mind-body-spirit complex, Nikola, was the freeing of all planetary entities from the darkness. Thus it attempted to give to the planet the infinite energy of the planetary spheres for use in lighting and power.
That is incredible.
By freeing the planetary entities from darkness, precisely what you mean. I am Ra. Most of the following answer were lost due to tape recorder malfunctions. The core of the response was as follows. We spoke of freeing people from darkness in a literal sense. Question: would this freeing from darkness be commensurate with the law of one, or does this have any real product? I am Ra. The product of such a freeing would create two experiences. Firstly, the experience of no need to find the necessary emollient for payment in your money for energy. Second, the leisure afforded, thereby exemplifying the possibility and enhancing of the
Incredible stuff. Mind-blowing, amazingly interesting stuff. Gotta go. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. It's good stuff. You can see by the 10 minutes or so of audio recording herein that you could actually see where the material, you could just type it in your YouTube browser and you can go find it yourself. So hopefully you do. I always like sharing this material. Most people can't really hear it. The law of one material is extremely difficult to pay attention to. It's very, very, very deep stuff. And I don't pretend or portray myself to be an expert in it and have a deep understanding of it. I just do not. I don't know. I'm learning, and that's all we can do. So hope you enjoy it. And I'm back now at doing some various things here on these 928s. So I got that one. I got that one. And I've got one in here and one out there in that trailer. Too many of them. See ya. Oh, and one more coming. Allison's is coming back. Ugh, 928 Central here. See ya.